is ways to do this. I know NFL YouTube channel has it, as does the Yahoo Sports app, as Aaron mentioned on our Twitter page. I feel like the other two quarterbacks don't really matter because Justin Fields and Trey Lance didn't really play that much. Barely anything, actually.
I still gave him a grade.
Why, though?
Why not? I feel like their performance earned them a grade. You'll have to find out what it is, Mike.
Go ahead.
So I'm not going to start with them, obviously, but
let's start with Trevor Lawrence then.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. I watched the entire game against Houston. In terms of, you're right, kudos to the Yahoo Sports app and some other deep dives that you can find, where basically someone has cut up the game to give you every Trevor Lawrence play, which is very nice. Basically, it's the Jaguars' offense. Couple grades here. I'm going to give Trevor Lawrence a C+. Now, I understand they got their doors blown in by Houston. Nobody expected that. That doesn't all fall necessarily on the quarterback. I thought it was nervous. You could see it in the first quarter, nerves. He was overthrowing a lot of receivers. Wide receivers and tight ends dropped 6 passes on him, which is a healthy number. It was just hard for a quarterback to overcome. But his arm is incredible. Yeah. I don't know if I ever really noticed that in college. Like the way he's got good accuracy on the deep throws. He's got quick zip, and he's got that release that just bang, the ball's out, and he's got some velocity on those throws. Now, when he finally finds his confidence in these receivers, DJ Shark, excuse me, ball hits him, however you say his name. I like DJ Shark.
I do too.
Whenever he finds his confidence with these receivers, Jacksonville will be okay. They are not going 0-7. Correct about that. I can tell you that much right now. But I'm going to give Trevor Lawrence a C+ for his efforts in Week 1.
So I want to say that I've kind of watched him in college the last 2 years. I've watched those every throw games in college, and I watched him at Jacksonville. It is incredible how much more talented Clemson is compared to how much less talented Jacksonville is. I feel like I completely agree. There were some overthrows, but there are also some drops where I'm like, come on, guys, really? Like, we can't catch that? Maybe he's one of those quarterbacks where he throws the ball so hard, the guys are going to have to kind of get used to catching.
Brett Favre's,
those zips. Yeah. That pass down the left sideline to DJ Chark was, oh, my Lord. That was just –
the touchdown pass?
Yeah, I was like, oh, my – it was unbelievable.
Yes.
But then you also had re-rolled left and threw it across his body, which
interception.
I tweeted out. I actually tweeted that out in game, and I was like, God, you can't have that happen.
That was bad. But you know what? When you have a rookie quarterback, I tend to try to focus on the positives because you're going to have the negatives. So easy to dump on the negatives. So that's why I said he was above average in that spot, and he's got a long way to go, and that whole team's got a long way to go, obviously. But I think James Robinson had a terrible game. Dropped a bunch of passes.
Yeah, one was wide open too.
Yeah, terrible game for James Robinson, which would help Trevor Lawrence obviously excel a little better.
I also want to see more Laviska Shenault in the passing game. I know they do a lot of gadgets. They do a lot of gadget stuff for him, but he's so tough. He does not go down. He's still tough. For me, Trevor Lawrence got a B-, which is actually a lower grade for me for a guy that I really like. It's like one above your C+. Because I feel like the pass to DJ Chark plus the whole, like, before the play, the commentator, the analyst says, oh, they got 7 guys looking at him, and he throws it right in between everybody. I'm like, I love that. So I would say it's a B- because there were some amazing flashes, but there was also a lot of stuff that he needs to work on. But his pocket presence was also the best I saw of the 3 full games.
Well, and the good thing was for us who were watching his game, his team got down so quickly. We got so much more tape on him than we did on, a guy like Mac Jones.
Fair.
So, all right, Zach Wilson, second one here in the list. I gave him a B. Okay. Now, in the first half, I thought he looked incredibly timid and incredibly scared. He went through a one-read progression, and the Carolina Panthers were in his face. Now, again, not all his fault, but if you can sense that pressure, get out, roll out. I mean, he's definitely able to run. We saw it with his first touchdown. His 2-point conversion where he was able to scramble out and maneuver. And by the way, that first touchdown to Corey Davis, phenomenal toss. I thought Zach Wilson, again, I'll go back to this, had good maneuverability. Other than that second quarter fumble that he had, that was a bad fumble, but he was able to recover it. So that was good. Obviously, the awareness of rather than just falling down and trying to get a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. I thought the ability to retrieve the fumble was nice. I will say this, though. Once he gets his confidence underneath him, and I think Robert Saleh is the man to do that for him, look out on the fantasy wires for Corey Davis, if he wasn't already drafted, and Jamison Crowder when he comes back from COVID protocol. Those two are going to be monsters with Zach Wilson at the helm.
I like the B because I want to mention this. Although I do believe Trevor Lawrence had the best pocket command ability and presence, like he just really stepped up. He did not care. He rolled out at I feel like he sensed it before it even happened. Zach Wilson showed a lot more pocket mobility. Like the way that he was just dancing around, guys, like, how in the crap? And then not only was the touchdown to Corey Davis insane, the one where he's running forward and kind of sidearms it and his like ropes over to the sideline late in the game. Like, where in the world? I had to watch something like 5 times. I kept on pressing the back button. I couldn't believe it that he even threw it, and it just, oh my gosh, that was incredible. I think it was the Crowder actually. Was the Crowder?
Crowder did not play on week 1.
It wasn't Corey Davis. It was somebody else. But anyways, wow. I give him a B
the one
minus.
to Denzel Mims in the left side.
Yes,
is that what you're talking about? Yeah.
It was disgusting. I give him a B minus because he did seem the most scared of the 3, like full games. But I do believe he showed he has the best pure arm talent in terms of just placing balls. I feel like Trevor Lawrence has a better arm, but the better arm placing the ball is Zach Wilson.
That's fair. Okay. All right. The last of the guys who played the full game, Mac Jones. I gave Mac Jones a D+. I thought, the keys to this offense, which Cam Newton was also unable to accomplish, is hitting the short routes, getting the ball into your playmakers. He overthrew or underthrew the short route on 6 different occasions that I saw. So not being able to hit the short routes effectively, which has built Tom Brady's Hall of Fame career, is a problem. Now, again, it's a long season, but the pass rush was in his face all day, and he's obviously doesn't have the maneuverability as the other two to get out of the pocket. He, again, mimics a Tom Brady type atmosphere here. So that's going to be a problem. If you can't build an offensive line, a decent offensive line, you're never going to get anywhere with Mac Jones. Again, I give him a D+. I think that he's going to need at least 8 to 10 games to really get his bearings.
I did a C- on him. I do want to say, while I do get your point, because even in preseason, I've been telling people all preseason, this guy has a weird way of throwing the ball at the ground when he'll make a lot of short passes. He'll also just throw gut. What is the point of it? Makes no sense to me. He also seemed the most, not as good fundamentally sound in the pocket. He threw it off his back foot a couple times. I was actually surprised that his arm strength did show up a couple times in the game. But I do believe he was the worst of the 3. But he also had the easiest offense to work with, which was also depressing. I think Zach Wilson by far had the worst offensive line. It was like night and day. Even Trevor Lawrence had a lot of time to throw sometimes.
Yes, I agree.
Mac Jones, for what he was given, really underperformed, but he also showed that he could still, if he's a playbook junkie, let him go forward.
Yeah, no, I don't. This isn't a knock on him for his career. This is just week 1,
right?
And maybe these numbers or maybe these grades are based on expectation as well. I actually had the most expectation for Mac Jones, so maybe the fact that he just, to me, didn't look ready for this game. And again, a rookie in the NFL. I mean, I've never been that, so I can't step into his shoes and tell you how much of a knot his stomach was probably in getting into that, even if it is just the Dolphins.
Hey, but I feel like the Panthers defense really was the most physical with I feel like Zach Wilson, I was like, good Lord, this guy's getting popped.
Yeah, so
Zach Wilson. 2 guys, though.
So, all right, Justin Fields. I give Justin Fields an A+.
That's fair.
He did everything he was asked to do. 2 of 2, 100% for 10 yards. 1 rush, 3 yards, and a touchdown. Again, you could argue that it's an incomplete grade, but everything he was asked to do, he did. So I give him an A+. And again, I know that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but he did not fail.
It was clear real quick watching the it was very clear watching the game live that as soon as he got in, the players were like they buzzed around him. And I know it's not fair to Andy Dalton. It's not fair, but it's also just reality.
Yeah, Andy Dalton, unfortunately, I know we didn't fully break down this. He got 0, maybe less than 0 time with Aaron Donald seemed in the backfield every play